Hello home bakers, this video is for you if you've ever been searching for how to make a cake without baking powder, or some people always search for how to make a cake without baking soda. In this video, I'm going to share with you a cake recipe that delivers a beautiful, nice, soft cake without the need for baking powder or bicarbonate of soda. So if you've been searching for a recipe just like that, this is the video for you. Let's get started. But first, we need to have a little bit of understanding of what baking powder and bicarbonate of soda, also called baking soda, does in cake baking. That way, we know how to replace them in an effective way to still have a cake that comes out right. Leavening agents are important in cake making because these are the ingredients that make your cake rise. If you don't use any leavening agent, what happens? So let's say, for example, you want to make a cake and you don't want to use baking powder and you don't want to use bicarbonate of soda. Do you just skip them out from the cake recipe and bake the cake like that? No, because if you do, at best, you'll end up with a flat pancake. Worse still, you would have made a lump of rock, which is inedible, and it's like throwing money away. So don't do that. You just can't skip these two ingredients because they play an important part. Leavening agents are what gives your cake the rise. When you're making your cake, you start off with the cake batter. It's a liquidy solution, and it needs to somehow transform into a nice, soft and fluffy cake, which is the cakes that we like. These are the roles of the leavening agents. They give the cake ingredients a rise. Now, I'm not going to go too much in the science of this because I have a detailed video, Baking 101 series, where I go really in depth in the role of all the different ingredients that you use to make a cake. So if you haven't watched this video, I'll put the link at the top of the description section, so go and check it out. So now we know that these two ingredients, as well as other leavening agents, are important in your cake. So what do we do if we don't want to use them in our cake? We need to find an alternative leavening agent. And there is a simple, easy one. Now, if you've not watched any of my videos, you may not know the answer to this, and you may well be surprised about this ingredients that we are going to use as a leavening agent in our cake. Hang on one moment, let me go and grab this ingredient. Ta-da! Did you guess right? Eggs. Eggs have many roles in baking, including acting as a leavening agent. So if you don't want to use baking powder or bicarbonate soda and you still want to make a great cake, these ingredients, eggs, work perfectly as a leavening agent to make a nice soft cake. When you whip up egg white, you can incorporate a lot of trapped air within that mixture. In particular, egg white, you can whip up egg white into a frothy, foamy, like substance, like a mousse-like substance. And the reason you can do that is because you have lots of air trapped in the egg white. When you bake your cake, all that air that is trapped into the egg white helps to give your cake a rise. So this is why eggs are a suitable leavening agent for your cakes. And in this cake recipe, we're going to make a lovely sponge cake using egg whites as our leavening agent with no baking powder or baking soda. Anyway, enough talking from me. Let's get to work so I can teach you how to make this cake recipe. Don't forget, if you haven't subscribed to DrMummyCake's channel, you are missing out on videos that will help you as a beginner baker go from, I don't know how to make a cake, to, wow, look at this lovely cake that I made. Let's get baking. We will be using both the egg yolks and the egg white for this recipe, but we're going to mix them separately. So you do need to separate your egg yolks from your egg whites. You can use a egg white separator like I'm using here. That helps me to separate the yolks from the egg whites. Do that for all your eggs and put them in separate bowls. If you check in the description section, you will see a full list of all the ingredients that you need to make this cake. Once you've done that, we're going to whip up the egg whites until it gets to stiff peaks. So if you have a stand mixer, this will make things easier for you because you do need to whip the egg whites for about 3 to 5 minutes. But don't worry, if you only have a hand mixer, that works as well. And if you don't have a hand mixer and you're whisking by hand, that works as well. So this is a time-lapse video so that you can see how the egg white transforms to a nice mousse-like consistency. This is what you are aiming for, so you know what your mixture should look like at this stage. Once we've done that, we've had our, this is sugar. So you've measured up your sugar. You want to be whisking at sort of medium speed and then pouring in the sugar bit by bit. So you can see it's a lot easier if you're using a stand mixer, but again, it will still work if you're using a hand mixer or mixing by hand. And you're putting the sugar in bit by bit because you want to allow time for the first batch of sugar to incorporate into the egg white until before you put the next one, and then you just repeat this process until all the sugar has been put into the mixture. Now, if this video sounds like something that is great for you and you want to watch other videos and learn how to make amazing cakes, then you should subscribe to my DrMummyCakes channel and learn how to make more amazing cakes. So now you'll see that your mousse should have a glossy like texture to it. This is what it should look like at this stage. And make sure that you whip things up nicely. Remember, the egg white is our only leavening agent. So make sure that this is what your egg whites look like. We're going to then put that aside and start with the next step in this recipe. So again, we are going to be mixing the egg yolk with sugar. Now, you don't need a stand mixer for this bit. And of course, you've already used your stand mixer, which contains the egg white. So now you're just going to take a good old kitchen whisk and whisk it together until it's nicely combined and the texture will start to change and it will start to look more like a custard like consistency. You need to mix for about 2 minutes thereabout until your mixture looks like liquid custard. Then you know that it's ready. And this just showing you the consistency that your mixture should look like. I think I find that sometimes not knowing how things should look is the hardest bit. So when you're making this cake recipe, I'm showing you exactly how each component should look, so that will make the task easy for you. This is our dry ingredients, our flour. We're going to fold that gently into the mixture. Again, you don't want to be knocking out all the air that you've put into the egg yolk and sugar mixture. So folding is just gently going from the outside, bringing it in and just mixing it all together until it's nicely combined. And then you're going to drizzle the milk, not all of it, just a bit. Mix it in again. Just look at what I'm doing. You can see I'm folding it in. This is very crucial. If you mix vigorously, you're going to knock out all the air that you've already put into it. And it's the air that's going to act as our leavening agent. And the reason that you are adding the milk bit by bit is just that it's easier to fold it in. Also, we're going to add our vanilla flavor to that, and you'll see that I also then fold things nicely into the mixture. If there's anything that you take away from this video, is if you want to make a cake with no baking powder, or bicarbonate of soda, then you need to use the right technique so that you get a nice sponge cake that rises properly and tastes absolutely amazing. Once all the flour has been folded in, the next step is we are going to add the egg whites. So again, you want to do it in batches, and you're going to be using a folding technique where you fold the egg white and sugar mixture into the rest of the mixture. No vigorous activity, just folding it nicely into. It's absolutely crucial and essential that you do not knock out all the air from your mixture. This bit does take a while because you're going to be doing it in batches step by step. Don't rush it because you're going to undo all that hard work that you've put in already, and you certainly don't want to make a cake that turns out flat. So put it in batches, folding, and keep repeating until all the whipped egg white has been fully incorporated into your cake mixture and you've got your batter nicely combined. Once you've put the final batch of egg whites into the mixture, fold it all in, and you want to make sure that you can't see any of that white glossiness of the egg white. It should be properly mixed into the mixture. If you don't and you have uncombined egg whites, your cake will have an eggy taste. I've made that mistake before, and that was why. So take your time with this stage. And next, once it's all combined, then you're going to pour it into your cake tin. Now, the way that I've lined my cake tin is not the usual way. But if you want to know how to properly line a square cake tin, then I will put a video showing you the actual process. But line your cake tin and pour it into your cake pan, and then once that's done, you're going to transfer it into your oven, which should have been preheated to the right temperature, and then you allow to bake. So here is the cake, and I'm just testing. I'm using a cake tester. You want to put it in the middle, and you want to make sure that there is no raw batter, and then your cake is ready. Be careful, do not over bake your cake, otherwise it'll be tough and chewy, and it should feel nice and soft and spring back when you press on it. And here is our finished cake. You can see that it has a nice rise, and it does taste great. I will be honest with you, it doesn't taste as moist as cakes that have active leavening agents like bicarbonate of soda or baking powder, but it's a great tasting sponge cake. And actually, if you are going to be adding different toppings or like a tres leche cake where you're soaking it in milk or syrup, it really does bring this sponge cake to life. So on its own, it may not taste as soft and as delicate as what you are used to, but that's because it is a nice base. You will need to add frosting, syrup, fruit curd, soak in milk, and do other things with it to really, really bring it to life. But as you can see, that's a nice cake, nice, soft, fluffy. So this is a great cake to make if you want to make a cake and you don't have bicarbonate of soda or baking powder. This right here is your cake. If you're stuck at any point, got any questions, or you just want to tell me your experience of this recipe, just pop it in the comment section. I reply to every single questions. Well, I reply to every single reasonable comment and questions. See you next time. Happy baking.